What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys a trick you can use to kind of put the melody from your head into the piano roll. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned position, do so. Good does help it a lot. Let's hop right into it. So first I'm just grabbing a scale. I'm gonna just default to my F minor. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the little trick here. So let's go ahead and do that using this example. All right, so starting out, what I'm gonna do is actually do it as if I'm doing it with you in steps, because if I do it all in one take, I feel like people will get lost and some people will skip through and all this other stuff. So basically the first part is you want to get that leading tone on the piano roll, and this is the one that you like hear in your head, or you can hum, anything like that. It's the leading tone, so it's just one single note that you want to put down. So this is the hardest part. Literally everything else after this will be extremely easy. So you know, you see people do this all the time where they just kind of go up. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to put one down, right? And if you know a little bit about like chords and stuff, you kind of know like the spacings and stuff. Right, you just want to match up those tones with what you hear in your head, and then we can maybe just probably try to. Okay, just something like that. Okay, and this is an example. So that's the first part. So now let's go on to the second part. All right, so this next step, what you want to do is you want to use the fifths. Okay, so pretty much if you don't know how to do that, and I already showed this in a later video, you just want to skip 6 spaces from the note that you have and place a note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you place a note, and then that's how you make a fifth. And you can do that the other way as well. So I'm gonna use the stamp. Okay, so you can use this fifth, right? And you want to apply the lowest note to your tone, right? Now you can experiment and you can use the highest note and apply it there like that. If you want to, it'll still sound good. But typically you just want to apply it like this. Okay. Right, and then you should have a basis for some chords to use. Okay. So that's pretty much it right there. So now I'm gonna give you kind of a formula to put notes in between. Okay. All right, so we already got this out, right? So now we need to kind of customize these and make sure everything sounds good and add notes in between. Well, one formula you can use, okay, is let me just choose a little short note here. Is basically you want to choose the 4 notes in between. Okay, so if you take this note, pull this one down, take this note, pull this one down, everything in between are notes that you can use. And I just did this so you can visually kind of see the space. So basically these 4 notes you can use and it'll change the chord that you are using. So what I'm gonna do real quick, and I'm gonna fast forward through this, is actually show you why this works. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the chords down so you can see why this works. All right, so now I just kind of built this out. So if you look, okay, this is the 5th, and I'll check for you so you can make sure, you know, everything is right. So if we go to stamp, go to 5th, you can see that this is a 5th, right? And if you look, right, through all these chords, right, and I'll explain the ones on the end, this 5th is consistent throughout all the chords. The only thing that changes is the middle note. And this is why a lot of my videos always tell people to start with that middle note for their, you know, melody. But with this, you can see that these 4 spaces, and these are 4 common, probably the most common chords that you have, right? So we have our major, our minor, and I'll guess and check, you know, just if anybody just doubting, that's the major. Okay, then we have our minor right here. Then it's our suspended second up right here. And then the suspended 4th right here. Boom. Okay. And these are the most common chords that people use. And you see it all fits within this gap. Okay. And that's why I said those 4 notes you can use over here will work, because no matter what, you'll get something that will sound good within here. Okay. And you'll have to try out, but this is a little bit more guided than you just clicking a bunch of notes on the keyboard. Okay. So real quick, now this is diminished and this is augmented. Now these are the ones that don't work because they kind of go outside of this fifths. But if you remember the patterns, you can use them and shape it how you want, just moving this up or down. But other than that, if you just want to keep it basic, this is kind of the formula here. Well, this is the why and how, but this is pretty much the formula. And then you can just kind of copy this throughout the entire thing, and you can kind of use these to kind of build, and you can also make melodies with these. Okay. So I'm gonna actually make a real example now. Now that we got this out the way, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now we're gonna start our own little melody. I'm gonna try to use the method as much as I can, but here's the piano that I'm using, and let's go in here. All right, so same thing. You can just kind of click any leading tone that you like. So obviously we can just use the root, and from here you could use tricks if you want, but I'm gonna use a trick just because I don't want to spend all day just trying to fine tune, right? I want to get on with the video. So quick little trick, you know, I'm gonna just make a chord upward, backwards, and then we can go ahead and move these over, right? And let's try to use one of these little notes. All right, so that is your goal, is to get something like this. And I'm gonna pull these out a bit. All right, so we got our little bass leading tone or melody here. So let's go on to the second part. Okay, so now we need to add our fifths. So you can come up here to stamp, right? And you can just insert them here. Now, if you don't have them, you can just skip 6 spaces, okay? And this works pretty much on any scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then place the next one. And that's pretty much how you can get that. And then we can just do the same thing over here. I'm gonna just grab the stamp just to save time. Okay, and the 5th, just like that. Okay, and then from here, we can kind of build our chord out. We can take these, copy and pull them down an octave. Okay, so now another thing you can do is take the same, where is it at? We could take these same notes and pull those up an octave, okay? Maybe we could try it over here, right? And this is how a lot of people like make these complex chords and stuff. And you can start changing stuff around. So if you want to add another note like that, or fine tune it, you know, take some away, or whatever you want to do from here is fine. But now we have some chords to mess with. And we can copy that over. Okay, and that's pretty much it. All right, and then remember, you still have those spaces, right? And once you can visually kind of see these, or just mentally see these like patterns, it'll be extremely easy to make melodies, right? You can see, obviously not everyone fits, but at least one of these 4 or 2 of these 4 will fit for a melody, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to our next instrument. All right, so now we have a little guitar, and since this is just melody based, I'm gonna just show everything real time, or at least as much as I can. Anything that's super boring, I'm gonna speed up, but other than that, I'm gonna try to keep it all streamlined. So this is a guitar. All right, so same, you can actually use this 5th trick for this. So we can go on a root, and you can start your melodies like this, and I think the last one was G sharp up here. Let's spread that out so we can highlight them, shift D to make them smaller, and then you can just shift them over, and you can start your melodies this way. So what I like to do with guitars though is hold Alt and pull them back so that they play through, because if you see, right, you can see they play all the way through. And then from here, right, if you really want to use your trick, right, you can take these notes, not pull them up an octave, but from here pretty much do another, and it's just getting real advanced, and just choose some of these notes, right? And this is assuming you don't have a scale in the background, because I know a lot of people don't have these. So that's a way you can do it, right? And you can do this all the way up. So we're just gonna use our scale. And then at the end, let's copy this over, and then, you know, of course, let's do some variation. Okay, I like that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part. All right, so now we have like the backing guitar, and we're pretty much done at this point. I'm just kind of fleshing out this little melody here. So same thing, man. We could just take our fifth, right? Since we know this now, you could just place it in and just kind of, you know, spread it out, and we could just keep the same little melody going. Right, and then we can still use this method in here. Now, one thing that I want you like to take note of is this doesn't matter, right? These notes don't matter. The notes that change the feeling of your, you know, melody or chord are these middle notes, right? Because depending on what note you choose, you'll get a suspended, oh wait, make sure I chose the right one, suspended fourth, right? Which will dramatically change the feeling of the chord you're using, right? Or if you use this, right, it'll be a minor now, just from one single note, right? And that is kind of the point I want you to get. So even if you use this as a melody, right, it's gonna give you a sad vibe, right? Just by that single note. So that is why I'm kind of showing you this. So with this, we can, I don't know, let's just do something like this. Just be lazy. Because I think I got the point across. You can just copy this over. Probably linger that. Okay, and that's pretty much it. All right. So that's all I really wanted to show you. I don't want to really make a beat today. I just really want to focus on this little formula or whatever. But that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.